welcome back to another episode of Holliday. Today I'm going to talk about something that doesn't really get said out loud much, but it shows up in a lot of relationships, and that's leaving the door open for Plan B. And I think you know what I mean. So it means like keeping a backup option that, just in case person, or that escape route tucked away in the back of your mind. Now, some people may think that this is smart, and others say it's toxic. But the truth is, it tells us a lot about how we approach love, trust, and vulnerability. So let's break it down. And let's be real. Most of us have seen it, or maybe even done it ourselves. When someone's in a relationship, but they're still texting the ex, or calling the ex, or receiving calls from the ex, or they've got that friend they flirt with just enough to know the door isn't closed. Or maybe they're emotionally invested in someone else online and they keep that connection alive. I usually refer to it as, keep keeping the back door open. So you always got the door cracked. So if you get quote unquote bored, or just decide to step out, and you always have access to your ex or whoever it may be in a relationship. So now let's ask an important question. Why do people do this? I believe it's for a few reasons. It's the fear of heartbreak. If plan A doesn't work, they don't want to feel empty-handed, so they keep that plan B on hand. They may do it because of past betrayal. If they've been cheated on or blindsided before, it makes them think like, oh, I'll never be caught slipping again. And then lastly is control. Having a backup makes some people feel powerful, like they're never fully vulnerable. But here's the fact. Plan B often comes from insecurity, not strength. It's not about being prepared. It's more so about being afraid to go all in. And if you're in a relationship, especially if it's a relationship that's, building towards long term, and marriage is discussed and everything. If you have one foot in and one foot out, there is no future. And to be honest, when people have this kind of thinking, I believe that it's better to just be honest up front and just say, look, I'm looking for XYZ, and I know that you're looking for ABC, but this is what I'm looking for, so you can either move forward with me with the way I want to approach things, or we can just not even enter this relationship. But as we know, that transparency is very rare. Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate. There is, an appeal to keeping a plan B. It feels safe, and people think that they won't be alone if their current relationship ends. I believe it's a perspective of it reduces the risk of feeling trapped, and it gives people an exit strategy, and it gives a false sense of control, like I discussed before, where you're not fully dependent on one person. So basically, it's like carrying a spare tire in the trunk. You hope you never need it, but it's there. But the issue with this kind of thinking and this kind of movement is love isn't a road trip. It's not about having a backup will. It's about walking side by side and being fully present, all in. And here's something else. When you keep that door cracked open, your partner can feel it. Even if you don't say it, the energy and the vibe never lies. They can sense when you're not fully invested. So with that being said, the downside is really heavy. The downside of having this plan B is divided loyalty. You can't give 100% to one person if part of you is saving space for someone else. Eroded trust. Even subtle actions like certain posts, keeping certain conversations alive can make your partner question your commitment. Another point is blocked intimacy. Real love requires vulnerability. If you're, hedging your bets, you'll never reach that deeper level of connection. So let's put this in perspective. Think of it like this. Plan B is really a plan to exit. It's the parachute you're already packing before you're even taking off. And if you're holding on to that parachute too tightly, you'll never learn how to fly with your partner. I've experienced relationships and seen relationships where one person never fully invests because they're half committed. And what happens is that relationship collapses under the weight of the hesitation. Having a plan B sabotages your plan A before it ever has a chance to thrive. So, what's an alternative? The alternative is clear, is choosing to close the door, not halfway, not cracked open, not keeping it unlocked, but closed. And then you have to ask yourself, are you leaving the door cracked for someone else? And is your plan B protecting you or preventing you from real love? Because the truth is, intimacy requires risk. You can't build a strong relationship while keeping one foot out the door. Commitment doesn't mean you'll never get hurt. It means you're willing to show up fully, even with that risk. That's where love grows. That's where trust is built. And that's where freedom lives. So, with all that being said, here's my challenge to you. Reflect on your own relationships. Are you or have you been fully present? Or are you hedging with a plan B? Now, plan B might feel safe, but it often undermines the very thing you're trying to protect, which is connection. Love asks us to risk, to close the door on backups, to walk boldly into plan A. And because sometimes the boldest move you can make is closing the door behind you and trusting the path ahead. So I hope that this information was, helpful to you. And if you think it can help somebody else, make sure you share it. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Holliday. And until next time, you keep it real, keep it intentional, and keep walking forward in love and healing. Peace and love.